Okay, in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can get clients for your AI automated agency, okay? Boom, it goes a little bit something like this. We're going to present this so you guys can see it, so you guys can see it. Okay, so you have an agency, you're trying to sell AI automations, but you're having trouble getting clients. You're having trouble getting people to buy your service. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get more clients. I'm going to teach you how you can use the clients to actually make money. And it goes a little something like this. There's a three-step process to getting clients and getting your clients to actually be meaningful relationships. Meaning, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to automate the leads. As somebody who's going to a company or a business or a person and telling them, hey, I can automate the things that are costing you money. I can automate the things that are wasting you time. You have to be able to use the automations for yourself. So you want to be able to, if you're telling somebody, hey, I can automate your email list, you have to be able to automate your own email list. Companies like Bardeen will do the web scraping for you. Meaning if there's a website, say like Instagram, that has multiple people or a lot of people, millions of people that literally have a page, you can go to a hashtag, click on the hashtag and do what they call web scraping. Web scraping is pretty much you go to a website and you can scrape the data from it. So if it has names, if it has emails, if it has numbers, you can scrape all those data and you can organize it into like a PDF, right? You can organize it into an Excel file. And what this does is it gives you a list of all these potential candidates, all these potential leads. Meaning, if I go to Instagram and I click the hashtag fitness, most of the people that are in the hashtag are going to be people that care about fitness. So what happens is we start to get people that actually might buy our service. We get to start to get clients that actually are in our industry, are in our niche. And this makes it to where we're more likely to sell our product. So what you want to do is first you want to find those people, right? You go to Instagram, you use Bardeen, you web scrape, right? You get the people on a list, right? When you get those people on the list, you send each person, then you do run an email campaign. Then you send each person an email or a DM. And you say, hey, I'm hosting this Zoom event. I'm hosting this webinar on this day. You should come. You should pull up. You should come and show some support. And the reason why this is so important is because at the end of the day, most of the time, before you start selling your product, you have to provide free value. Most of the time, people don't know who you are. They don't know what you do. So when you go to somebody, you say, hey, I noticed that you're a fan of fitness. I have a webinar coming up. I'd appreciate it if you showed up, right? People are going to come to your webinar. People are going to come to your Zoom event. People are going to come to your online event. And what this does is it gives you an opportunity to provide value. So what you can do is you can teach people about their industry, how to make money with fitness using AI, how they can generate leads, how they can, automate the creating meal plans, how they can automate replying to people's questions that they have. And it's one of those things where you, like I said, you get the people's information from Instagram and using Bardeen. Bardeen will literally scrape all the people's Instagrams and then and make it to where you can send each one a DM, right? You send each one a DM, you invite them to the Zoom call. And the reason why this is so important is because it's literally a three-step process. After you invite them to a Zoom call, the last thing you have to do is pretty much sell yourself. You provide the free value. Like I said, you're like, oh, this is how you use automations in fitness. This is how you get your clients to be happier. This is how you get your clients to be healthier. This is how you get your clients to be healthier, right? So at the end of the day, they're going to be like, wow, this is some useful information. Wow, how do I learn more? Wow, where do I start? Wow, how do I hire you? And all you do is just have a link. The reason I put Gumroad is because Gumroad lets you to where you can have a link that people just click on, a web page, a landing page that people click on, and they can check out whether it's a book, a PDF, a video, or whatever it is. You can create an hour-long course that says, hey, if you found this helpful, I have an hour-long course that will give you step-by-step detailed process on how you do it. You go to Bardina, you show these people how to do it. You go to the Zoom event and you show people how to launch a Zoom meeting. You go to Gumroad and you show them how to create it. And what happens is, at the end of the day, you can potentially make money off of it because you're going to have people by the end of the meeting that are going to be interested. You're going to have people at the end of the meeting that are wanting to buy your product. And the reason why this works so well is because at the end of the meeting, you get those people's emails, your phone numbers, and you get to send them an invitation to the next event. Meaning if 10 people show up to this event and then you invite those 10 people and then 2 more people show up to the next event, now you have 12 people at the next event. And then say you invite another people, now you have 34 people at the next event. And then you invite the next people, now you have 46 people at the next event. So it's one of those things where each time that you invite people to come, they're going to come to the event. And the reason why this is so important is because when they come to one event, they're going to come to the next event. And so, like I said, you simply has these 3 processes. You can get more clients by simply using automation, right? You're the one selling automations, automate the process yourself. Then you invite them to a webinar. The mistake that people make is this kind of this big one. You have to be able to invite people to a place to where they can come and see the value that you're providing. That's why earlier I got invited to a Tony Robbins seminar that was happening here in my town. I signed up for it just to kind of see how it goes. They were sending me text messages the day before. They were sending me messages an hour before. And then after it ended, they were telling me, hey, here's what you do. And so you can use that similar thing to pretty much create a webinar, invite people there, provide free value for 30 minutes to an hour, ask people questions, engage with the people, build relationships, and then sell your product, sell yourself. And then people are going to be there actually buying. Okay. So once you do those three things, the last thing you want to do is have consistency. It's important that you stay consistent because one of the biggest problems that people have is that they don't stay consistent. You have to show up to the webinars and you have to show up with value. Meaning, if you don't show up to the webinars, people are not going to trust you. If you say, "Hey, I have a webinar this Wednesday," and you don't host the webinar, people are not going to trust you. If you say, "Hey, I have a webinar and I'm going to provide amazing value," but you come on there, you don't provide any value, people are not going to want to come to the next event. So you have to make sure that you actually live up to what you say. You have to make sure that you're a man of your word. And the reason why this is so important is because the consistency is what gets people to come. If people know that you're going live every Wednesday, they might not come to the first one, they might not come to the second one, but they might come the third one. If people know that you're going live every Wednesday, they might not come to to the first event. They might come to the first event by themselves, but they might invite somebody to the next event. So it's one of those things where you have to stay consistency. Okay. And the last thing is scaling your agency. If you do this for a week, if you do this for a month, if you do this for 2 months, 3 months, a year, you're going to start to pick up traction. You're going to get people who are actually using your products, actually making money. You're going to get people to actually pay you. You're going to get more clients to come through the door, more clients to actually give you money. The more money you make, the more you get to grow. The more you get to grow, the faster you get to grow. So it's one of those things where if you stay consistent and actually follow those three things that I said, you are bound to make money. You are bound to make a lot of money. So it's one of those things where you just have to do yourself that favor and actually do these three things. And like I said, scaling your company is actually not going to be that hard. Okay. So if you found this video helpful, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. That's all I have for today's video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.